Hey guys, welcome back. It's time. We are going to take a look at the bloopers, the blunders of the companies, the grading companies, and a couple of the selling companies. We got Whatnot and PWCC making a star appearance. If you didn't watch my last videos, well, some of these were videos, some of them will be videos, some of them are just, I don't even know how you make it into an entire video, but we're going to mention all of it, and I'll let you know where I stand on it. If you haven't recently watched the video that I put out on the Whatnot seller who swaps out the Moonbreon, then you want to do that. I'll put a link to that down below, and anything else that's referenced in the video here. But yeah, we got a lot of, I don't know if it's a competition here recently, but all these companies are just doing their absolute best to get featured in one of these videos. And we're going to have to pile them all up. I don't have enough time. There aren't enough video slots. There isn't enough to talk about how incompetent these fuckers are. It's unreal. We're going hard here. So a lot of people are like, oh, it's not Whatnot's fault. It's the seller. No, Whatnot should be vetting everyone that is on the platform. You shouldn't be having criminals on there criminalizing your customers. I get it. They make more money because there's fees on every single transaction that's made, so they want as many people selling on there as possible. But guess what? That comes along with the territory that you associate with criminals. Sorry, Whatnot. But it's my firm belief that if you want to have a platform like that, if you want it to be a clean slate, a clean system, and not your fault whatsoever, you have to, at bare minimum, do criminal record checks. And I get that. It's going to delete a lot of your creators on the platform. And no, not all the creators are bad. I know I have to keep saying this, and someone in the comments right now is typing, I sell on Whatnot, and I don't even scam anyone. No, I get it. Not everyone's scamming everyone on there, but it is a cesspool nonetheless. It's maybe not your fault. It is Whatnot's fault. We're blaming Whatnot. You let them on there, you're responsible for them. Tough shit. All right, now, right, this bad boy here. Twitter is still just pumping right now with the rage over Whatnot. I don't know what it is. Is it like I've been talking about these companies and how useless they are for a very long time, and it feels like people are trying to, or maybe they're starting to realize. People are like, what the shit? These grading companies, these selling platforms, they're just trying to make money off of us, and they don't give a shit about anything other than that. All right. So yeah, Twitter's still going hard. I've never been tagged and notified on so many things after the Moonbreon swapperoo. But now we have, and again, this is Whatnot's fault. If you just let anyone and everyone sell on your crap, where I guess they started out as more of it was like invite only, that kind of thing. And I get it. Other platforms, they're not going to restrict that in any way. But when you're featuring creators that are ripping people off, aka your Bleacher Dog 69s that you host and that you're a big partner with, and they're ripping people off, they're doing giveaways, and they takes these backsies of the giveaway. What kind of example does that set? Even your biggest names on the platform, they're ripping people off. They're ripping off whoever was going to win that giveaway. They pull something good, they don't give it away. That's not how it works. You shouldn't have carnival games on there. Do I have to keep saying it? You're a carnival if you allow carnival games. If you have Bounty Wounties, if you have Spinorama Duck Race 69s, you're a fucking carnival, Whatnot. You're a carnival. That's it. Just own it. If you're a carnival, put some fucking balloons. Everyone has a filter. Snapchat filter with the clown nose, makeup. Good. We're good. At that point, people, and just have like a little warning, a disclaimer. You agreed to get ripped off. There are only criminals that you can buy from now at this point. And then all the good people that don't want to be associated with you can go to another platform that's going to do some kind of checks and balances. Anyway, a little update, since it probably isn't going to get another video on its own, with the Moonbreon swapperoo. The initial thought, or their process, was that he was going to be suspended for a week. You're ripping people off on the platform for what was probably close to $2,000, and you get caught red-handed. The tapes are right there. People have the clips. People are posting the clips. People are making videos. And then Whatnot feels like at that point, only at that point, when people are completely pooping their goddamn pants, do you do something about it and you perma. Seems like he's been perma banned now. So to me, that should be first step. If you're caught deliberately trying to steal from customers, you should be fired from wherever you're working. That's just how it works. That's how life works. I'm sorry, Whatnot, that you become so used to having criminals on the platform. And no, guys, I know. There are good people on the platform that are not intending to rip anyone off. They're just trying to do their sales, do their thing. But at the same time, if you allow all the shady crap, it tarnishes everything, the whole thing. It's just like why no one should even support it in any way. People should look for a competitor that's going to do checks on the people that are selling on there. And people that are going to enforce rules. I mean, it shouldn't even have to be a rule. If you try to rip somebody off on the platform, you should just be banned. That's it. You should be fired. If you're at a grocery store and you shortchange somebody and it's intentional and they can prove it's intentional, you should be fired from the grocery store. How the fuck? How does that not make sense? How did they need the Twitter uproar, the video? How did they need all that before they make a decision where you're just not allowed on the platform anymore if you're going to swindle people? Holy fuck, Whatnot, you're stupid. God damn it. I mean, I get it. You can't just ban everyone because even you're going to ban your biggest creators and then you don't make any money. So they got like a double-ended dildo and they can't decide whether they want to suck on it or stick it up their ass. It's a... So they're pulling and tugging in both directions. Holy crap. All right, now let's go with... We had a video before. I guess this was 3 months ago. And it's... I guess the grading companies, they wanted a follow-up. They were like, you know what? I've never seen like 3 bigger mess-ups ever. And this is basically just a video that I made. Proof that PSA, BGS, and CGC don't QC check your graded cards. They all claim that they do. They all have spots on their website and or made statements at some point about how there are multiple checks for your graded cards, not just like one person that spends 30 seconds or less on it, sticking it in a plastic slab. But we've seen mistakes that just proves there's absolutely no way. I don't believe it. I would love to see it. I don't believe it. There's no way multiple people are doing these checks and they're this incompetent. So you have a black label here. For anyone that isn't familiar, the black label is supposed to be the super extreme to the pristine ultimate thing where you get a super premium 400 billion X multiplier, super gamble plus. And this is the pride and joy of BGS. This is why anyone would ever send to BGS, essentially. This is it. That's the only reason. If you're looking for financial gain and you want to roll the dice on a black label, recently it seems like I have no internal knowledge of what exactly is going on, but they've been pumping black labels like a motherfucker. They want this shit out like nobody's business. Because guess what? It's incentive for people to send stuff in. Sound familiar? Yeah, the other grading companies are doing a little bit of that action too. Well, at least BGS and CGC for sure. All right, so we had 3 examples here. We have a black label that is in the case upside down. How the shit does something get a black label? You took so much care and detail. You have so much confidence in how good and how pristine this card is. You spent so much time on it, but you put the fucking card in upside down. How? My apologies at my language. It just blows my mind. All of this shit blows my absolute mind. So we're just going to get it all out in one big rant here. That is this video. If your ears are bleeding from the curse words, my apologies. You get those checked out. They shouldn't be bleeding. You're going to be okay. All right. So we had that. What are the other competitors? We had PSA, who had a sticky note that was left on the card. Some people use these sticky notes. They'll put them on the penny sleeve that's inside the semi-rigid holder in order to make it easier for the grader to pull it out, so they, I guess, are less likely to damage the cards. How in the world does this get QC checked and you see that on there? We're not going to spend too much time on these examples because we have new examples. Only 3 months later, we have a few very egregious examples that are pretty much this. Okay, so sweet doo-doo daddy. We have CGC who they did all their testing and all that other crap. They seemingly did not make it right for all the customers that submit their metal cards, their Celebrations Classic Collection, Gold Medal, Ultra Premium Collection cards, the Pikachu and the Charizard in particular. The cards were getting damaged. It is my firm belief that the sonic weld and or the card shaking around in the empty space in the case, it resulted in damage. So you'd have flaking, peeling off, whatever, and anyone that's like, oh no, they all do that. They're delicate. CGC, suck a dick. You're full of shit. You should have refunded everyone. It's your responsibility if you're going to claim. Again, they all claim that they're like, in some way, they all claim that it's for the protection of your collection and they have your collection's condition and best interest and all this other crap. Well, guess what? You should have tested. All the grading companies should have tested the metal cards. They should have put them in paint shakers, whatever they needed to do. And then CGC comes out with a statement saying like, oh yeah, they're delicate, so we're not responsible. It's the card's fault. And by the way, now we have this new technology that we totally developed, and it's just a fucking inner sleeve inside the graded case. What the hell? Who? Why? What in the world? Why would he? I don't even. How did it take you that long to just figure out that you just got to put a graded sleeve on the inside, a penny sleeve on the inside of the case to prevent it from shaking around? All right, next. All right, now we're in the current day and age. Oh no, wait. We got one more. We got one more. No, we don't get one more. We got them all. We're good. Now, current day and time, current situation, and the perfect example, and probably should have been in the previous video if it existed at that point in time. We have PSA graded an Alolan Persian GX with a fucking dick drawn on its face. How in the hell? How does it go by the first person that graded it? It's not that camouflage. Clearly this person was not paying attention. So like, not only should it not be graded because it's inked. I don't know, does it count as inked when you draw a dick on the face of a Pokemon? How, what, and what in the world? So we have Japan 2 UK here says, fresh back from PSA. What are your thoughts on this? The marking is on the card, not the case, as you can see. Does this prove how little PSA actually check cards before grading? So the cert was deactivated, and for good reason. I'm kind of wondering if this is going to fall under the situation like we had where somebody was trying to trick PSA into grading fake stamps, and they did so successfully, and I'm pretty sure they got banned for that. I don't. This is not a fake stamp. This is not even trying to pass as something that should be there. If someone doesn't see this right away, I don't know what to tell you. And then again, guys, where's the QC? Who looked at this the second time or third time and said, yeah, that Dick Cat should definitely be a PSA 8. That belongs there. Nothing was added to this card. All right, so, and then they talk here about how PSA has removed the cert, and how the cert number is older, but they got it back recently, and that's just because of the Ludkins mess. So there's a video on that as well, if you want to check that out. Maybe I'll put that down below as well. So the Ludkins mess being, PSA keeps getting these middleman companies to receive and send cards to them. They'll call them official in any way, and then when they go out of business, it creates a huge mess. People don't get their cards back because it's all an argument between PSA and whoever the middleman is, or even better, the recent crap with Dan's Pokestop where he leaked a bunch of customer information and tried to cover it up. So PSA, I don't know, you need to actually have people checking these things multiple times, pretending to check them and just like putting them into another pile. Maybe some guy's just beating off in the bathroom, and he's just like, oh, here's a stack of cards that I'm supposed to check, and we put them over here into the checked zone, and they're checked. Good, we're done for the day. Let me go back to the bathroom and fucking sit on the can, play on my phone. I don't understand how at any point anyone can even glance at this and not notice that there is a mark on it. And then again, guys, this is why I criticize the grading companies. And again, if you want to grade your cards, if you want to buy graded cards, if you want to collect graded cards, if you want to sell graded cards, do what you enjoy. That's the biggest thing. Whether you like collecting the same thing as anyone else, it doesn't matter. Collect, buy, great if you want to grade. But just know this stuff going in. Know the flaws of selling platforms like Whatnot. Educate yourself on the grading companies, the smoke and mirrors that is the grading companies, and the value that is added to these cards. Everything involved. You still need to know all of it. Grading's not for me. I think it's a waste of money. I know somebody's down there. Somebody's like, oh, yeah, but Rattle, you opened the 69 million packs of Evolving Skies. That was for fun. I knew I was wasting money. If you know you're wasting money on grading cards, or if you know that it's going to add value to get them in a certain grade, or it's just something that you want, by all means, do it. Do what you got to do. But yeah, you should know all aspects of it. Know where you're spending your money, what you're spending money on, how much you should actually rely on the grade. You should be buying the card, not the grade, regardless. All right, CGC, it's your turn. It is your turn. I know CGC is probably just like, oh shit, it's our turn now. It's our turn again. Yeah, we had this bad boy here, the damaged Charizard, that get graded as an error. There will be a follow-up video on this once CGC makes a statement. I am willing to bet 69 USD that this bad boy, no, 69,420 USD. If anyone would like to take a bet on this, that this bad boy is damaged and not an actual error. Any offers? I know there were some people in the last video. My apologies to the person that purchased this, that graded it, that probably thought the entire time that it was an error. It's not an error. It's a damaged card. For anyone that doesn't know, there's a video on this as well. I'll put the link to that down below in case you want to watch any and all of these videos that go into more detail. But somebody had the previous owner of this purchased it. Someone as a child decided they were going to laminate their cards. This was one of those. So the lamination, when removed from the card, pulled off some of the ink off the front. CGC, again, desperate for any sort of market share they can get, is like, we gotta grade errors more than anyone else. We gotta do it, guys. We're doing it. We're the error guys. We will totally look into this. I don't know how much actual time and research went into this. Clearly not enough, because they could have just traced it back to the original owner, who would have told them, hey, this was laminated. I got it laminated. They didn't laminate it. They got it as part of a collection of cards that were laminated. They pulled the lamination off. They graded it with PSA. They could have traced it back to the PSA. So I don't know. I feel like this was like CGC could have just easily asked what the origin of the card was, and they could have traced it back. Even just not even the person that submitted it. The person that sold it to the person that submitted it would have told them, hey, yeah, I pulled the lamination off of this and it damaged the card. That easy. You're welcome, CGC. Try that next time. All right, now Beckett. Oh, Beckett, you're on the list, and not just because black labels are suddenly like the easiest thing to get whatsoever. We got this PSA 8 Umbreon VMAX alternate art, and I know what you're thinking. How do you get an 8 on that one of those bad boys? Well, you can, and this one not exactly well centered. Probably some flaws with it. We don't have the pictures of the actual scans of the actual cards, or I don't at this point in time. Would love to see detailed pictures. Unfortunately, Beckett doesn't do that on their website because their website's pretty useless. They're pretty useless, in my opinion. But yeah, here we go. We got what was a PSA 8, and it is now deactivated. So for anyone that doesn't know, if you post online about cracking something out, if you post online about receiving a Dick Cat graded card, the PSA is bound to deactivate the cert. It should still have pictures of it here. I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't leave a picture up of the penis Persian. But regardless, she gone. So someone submitted this PSA 8 Umbreon, and sure enough, it got a black label. All right. So I don't know. I think we're gonna have to say that both PSA and, well, I think Beckett's more to blame for this one. Even just browsing, even just looking at it through the case here, I think it's pretty clear that that the centering is not exactly black label worthy. But again, I'd like to see actual photos of the card, even photos of the raw card before it got resubmit. Would be really nice to see to know if this is an actual black label. It's my firm belief that it's just it's a stunt. Beckett's pulling a little stunt here, and and making it easier to get a black label so that people have more incentive to send in to them. And no, this isn't the same scenario as the employee that used to work at Beckett that all of a sudden had super god rates of 10s and black labels. And it definitely wasn't one of the graders doing them a favor. It was definitely his keen eye from being such a qualified employee of Beckett at one point in time, and not some kind of extreme scam to make a bunch of money that he got caught in. Shout out to the blowout forums on that. All right, now we got through the grading stuff, guys. I know I like to crap on them all the time. I think people are kind of waking up to that scenario with the grading companies, which is good to see. And again, if you want to grade, but just know that the grading system is flawed. No matter who's taking it, they're trying to pump it in and out with, to make as much money as possible. So they can't afford to pay experts. They're going to claim that it's a grading expert, but it's the same dude that's filling your taco shell at the old Taco Bell, scooping the meat in. After he's done, he's going to wash his hands with mayonnaise, and he's going to go to work at the grading company. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Everyone has to start somewhere. But the fact that the people are paying a huge premium on stuff that is authenticated and graded by people that are not spending enough time and that are clearly not experts, because anyone that I know that's an expert or even qualifies as slightly an expert in any of this stuff would not be working at the grading company. That's just how it works. They're not going to pay you enough, because then grading would be more expensive and they wouldn't make as much money per card. So there. All right. And guys, as I always tell you, if you even spend 5 years heavily invested into looking into Pokemon stuff, reading about Pokemon stuff, learning Pokemon stuff, looking at conditions, buying cards, selling cards, you're going to be more of an expert than anyone at the grading companies. It's true. It's true. All right. Now, last but not least, and this is a probably video to come. Still looking for more information on this. But PWCC, we definitely have to include them. We have someone here on Reddit who is claiming that PWCC shipped their vault to the wrong country, and now saying it's on you to get the package. Any suggestions? So if PWCC would like to remedy this before I make a video, they'd be welcome to do so. But this is pretty wild. I mean, we've seen some stuff before where companies send it to the wrong address, stuff like that. Beckett specifically, I can't even remember what video that was. There's a recent video that I made, but and Beckett just absolutely botched the living hell out of someone's order. They put the wrong address, even though they were given the correct address, and it was a mess. As you can imagine, it was a mess. The person that was supposed to receive it had to go out on a hunt to see if they could find the package at other locations or other residences, and I don't know. We got the statement here from PWCC, though, the screenshot, which leads me to believe that this is an actual issue, and I reached out to the individual who posted it. PWCC here saying, "Hi, I checked with our shipping team on this for you. If it is returned to us, we can reship it to the new address at your expense. Otherwise, if it is delivered, it will be on you to get the package." So we have to do a little bit of verification here to make sure that the customer didn't give the wrong information. But if it's on PWCC and they sent it to the wrong country or to the wrong place, it's on them, regardless of what country. If they got the country mixed up or whatever, you shouldn't be saying that it's the customer's expense. This is a huge oopsie doopsie, and maybe Heather just didn't know what to do in this situation. But regardless, that's all I got for you today. I figured we might as well mash this all up into one video because there was a lot of it going on. There's a lot of other videos that I would like to make that I need to make, and yeah. Hopefully this was entertaining. Hopefully it was a little bit uplifting and informative. Hopefully you're more informed or entertained or both. If not, you can join the Discord. If so, you can join the Discord, and I'll see you in there. Take care of each other out there. See you next time. Bye.